Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
That sounds like I'm audible. Well, I can't beat Vishal to kind of introduce the conference for all of us, and there goes my script. So, welcome everyone to this beautiful location, School of Ancient Wisdom. I hope you've had a chance to walk around a little bit and enjoy this beautiful location. If not, you will have a lot of time to enjoy this location. I have to say I am very overwhelmed and extremely grateful. So many of you have made the effort and the time to be here today with us. It is for the first time in 15 years of Dream Indian's existence that we have hosted a conference. For us, it's more than a conference. It is the beginning of a movement. And it's really overwhelming to see that so many people want to be part of this movement. Till yesterday, we have had people calling us and saying, we want to be here. And yes, they're here. Thank you very much. The question we are asking ourselves is, why are we talking about what we're going to talk about at this conference now? Why are we here? We're here, and I think all of us know this, because the world is going through tremendous changes. The world is increasingly becoming a very frantic, complex world. The pace of change in the world is almost scary. When my parents were growing up and they decided to get an education, they had one career, one job all their life. They lived in one city all their life. In the last 20 years, India has transformed from being a largely local-centric country to a very mobile country. People have moved to new locations for livelihood, for better job opportunities, for better quality of life. Population has become increasingly mobile, which has impacted social structures. Today we have an increasingly aging population in the country with very little support systems, because children have moved on for job opportunities to other locations. We've not seen this coming. India is home to the largest young people population in the world. 243 million people. 243 million young people. Are they in conversation with solutions that are going to impact them? Are we listening to these young people about the challenges they are facing now and will face in the world as they hit adulthood? We're not. We're talking about a young man who dropped out of school because he was beaten up by his teacher once, went into a life of crime, stole a bike, got into an accident, and died. We're talking about a young man who had to drop out of school because his parents could not afford to keep him in school, ended up working in unorganized labor markets, and could never get back to learning. We're talking about a young girl who wanted to be a dancer. Her parents wanted her to complete her education for the right reasons. She managed to negotiate with her parents and fulfill her dream. Today is a dance teacher. And she is one of the resource people in one of the sessions tomorrow. We're talking about cities like Bangalore, where next to the largest slum in the city is the largest mall. Now imagine a young man growing up in the slum. looking at them all, either saying, I'm going to aspire at someday to be able to walk into that mall with dignity, or growing up with resentment that I can't have access to that, and making very different choices. In a structure like this, it's complex, challenges are complex, the solutions could possibly be more complex, but they exist. We're talking about children and young people who are coming from spaces of adversity. There is research which says today that a child who experiences abuse, there's a higher likelihood, almost a 9 times likelihood, that they will have psychosis or mental health challenges in their adult life. That is a very, very concerning statistic. We're talking about 50% of the children who do not finish school. We're talking about 15% of the young people who go into higher education programs. We're talking about a country where most young people entering adulthood are going to struggle 3 times more than their parents to find and keep a job. We're talking about employers who are saying, more than half of the employers in the country today who are saying that the biggest challenge why entry-level job vacancies exist is because the young people do not have the skills that's required in the job market. The top 10 in-demand jobs today did not exist 10 years back. In the next 10 years, we do not know if these top 10 in-demand jobs today are going to exist. So how are we going to prepare our young people? What do the young people need? What do young people aspire for? What do they want? To enter into an increasingly unpredictable, complex world. In the next 20 years, if people who are working in the largest sector today, the fastest growing sector of information technology, do we know if they are going to continue to have jobs in the next 10, 20 years? Maybe not. Maybe the whole industry could revolutionize itself and maybe a new industry will emerge. When that happens, will those people have the abilities to unlearn, relearn, have the resilience and the adaptability to find new careers for themselves? What is going to enable them to have that?